bum, bada bum bum, bum, bada bum bum, bum, bada bum bum, bum, bada bum bum.
Dice, rolls, dragons, trolls.
Adventurous. Is this thing on?
It is on.
Oh no.
And we're recording.
Why do you never tell me these things?
It's more funny. All right. Welcome back to
Dadventurous.
Yeehaw. I don't know. We're back for another week to continue the story of Kea in the world of Elsewhere.
Somewhere far, far away. Elsewhere.
That's
in the
right.
universe.
Elsewhere in the universe. I like that. It's going great. We got a lot of people listening to it. We have been enjoying that aspect of it. But we want more, always. And we're trying to get some more collaborations going with other podcasts. But as always, we like you to like
Comment things.
This is why we're such a successful podcast.
Yes.
Look at these,
yes, very.
These sales pitches. No, but yeah, give us a like, give us a review. We still want more reviews. We haven't had very many reviews at all.
Review.
We want more. Okie dokie.
The dad just suspiciously just sipped his coffee.
Yes, I did. Because now it is time to get into the recap. Are you ready?
Okay.
What happened last time?
I didn't know you were going to ask me these questions.
Seemed fitting.
Well, last time on Dadventurous, I got on my moto wheeler.
Yeah, that's right.
That's powered by potatoes and a blender. And I set out on a driving journey to find Zarr Bloodhoof and get my grandfather and Callie and everybody else back. I got to figure out how the moto wheeler worked. I got thrown at by some kobolds.
Mm-hmm.
They threw spears at me because they again thought Flibbit was an octopus.
Yep.
But I sped past them and I rode through the night continuously using up potatoes and stopped in a meadow after I couldn't find Zarr. And then in the morning, I woke up again and set out again. And later on the road, I found the remnants of a camp.
New camp. And as you were investigating the camp and looking around, bursting from the swamp
Were Gatorfolk.
That's right. These tall 7, 8 foot, 6 foot to 10 foot, I don't remember how many foot gator people.
There's Gatorfolk as tall as Zarr?
Yeah. Yeah, they're big. And they are standing up on 2 legs, big long tail behind them, scaly bodies with spikes going up, and then their heads, just huge gator heads with big sharp teeth and those snappy jaws. And one of them they're both dressed in like animal skin leathers and
There's
like
2?
rusty pieces of armor. But yes, one burst out and looked at you, and then another one slowly rose out of the swamp. This one looked a little different, had like a robe on it, and it seemed to be carrying like a gnarly staff. And I need you to roll for initiative.
Wah, wah, wah. Yeah. Non-natural 20.
Nice. I actually rolled really high too, so that was good. Because you still beat me.
Woo.
So, leaping out of the water, staring at you, again, one with a gnarly piece of like a bogwood tree.
A bogwood.
Mm-hmm. And so you've started to see these bogwood trees. They're these crazy gnarled trees with vines growing on them. But this one, very interestingly, at the very top, has a vibrant red mushroom sitting at the top of his staff.
Bog shrooms.
Yeah, a bog shroom. And his eyes flare up with a glow of fury, and the one that's in front is wielding this big old wicked-looking club. And he opens his mouth and he goes, and then snaps it down in an aggression that you would like to, if you'd like to roll an insight check, because you're gonna go first here.
I'm also like a cat, so I feel like I would know animalistic facial expressions.
Okay. Yes, because cats and gators are closely related.
I mean, they both have teeth and like to snap at things.
Most everything has teeth.
They like to snap at things.
All right, roll your insight.
17.
17. You get a feeling this guy's pretty aggressive, and the look that he's giving you is the look of a, "Hey, you kid, get out of my swamp!" And they rush to attack, but you are first.
How far away are they from me?
Only 30 feet. They were right on the other side of this path. Actually, you were over by the camp, right?
Mm-hmm.
So probably 60 feet. They're on the far side of the path in the bog water in the swamp.
I'm gonna go, hoocha! And I like to think that's the sound I make as I draw my bow.
There you go.
And
I should set the scene a little better first, too.
yeah.
So, because I kind of forgot to do that. So, you're on this main road path. You had just started to enter into Bootstealer Bog.
Mhm.
You saw a sign telling you that Athon was further down the road.
Yeah.
You found this camp in this clearing off to the side of the road, and then going forward from here, the path narrows back down to just the path. From
Okay.
here on out, there are bog waters on both sides of the path. The path is built up and raised. I think sections of it are dirt, sections of it are those wooden slat boards,
Mm-hmm.
probably only about 15 to 20 feet wide
Oh.
in sections.
That's still pretty wide. It's like
Pretty-
a road.
Yeah, it's a road, for sure. It's a road. Carts and stuff could go through here,
Yeah.
but not a lot of them at once.
Yeah.
And then, as far as you can see from where these guys are coming from, stagnant bog waters, lots of bog trees. You see some vines and shrooms, a lot of low-hanging moss. You see other things moving in the swamp back there. Not necessarily bad guys, but... And then you're starting to get, with this guy rushing towards you and everything, that stagnant stench in the air. Now go ahead and roll your attack.
Non-natural 20.
Nice, 2 in a row. Okay.
I like that number. 11 damage.
11 damage, and you are targeting the one charging you?
Yeah.
Okay. So, he's rushing towards you. He has rusty armor on, and you release an arrow, and it pierces into him, and he growls with anger, but he's still rushing towards you. And I will say that hit did look like it hurt him pretty good.
Oh, yay.
With 11 damage.
I'm gonna move. Is Flibbit still buckled in the cart?
I think right about I rolled for him, so he was gonna go.
Okay.
But I think he was not buckled because you guys were out investigating, but
Yeah.
he was in the.
Okay.
So I think he goes, "Oh, Kea, look out!" And that was kind of the beginning of the combat. He did roll last though. So he was unprepared.
I'm going to rush over and step in front of him in the cart.
To protect.
Yeah.
Okay. This guy, this Gatorfolk, is going to rush towards you with his club and go, chomp, chomp, chomp. And he's going to run up and swing his club down at you. Mm-hmm.
What'd you get?
17.
Oh, yeah, that hits.
Ha! So you are going to take 5 damage, which is Gatorfolk for damage.
Damage.
Damage. No, not really. And it is also going to attempt to bite you. It can do multi-attack. So, swing with the club now is coming in for a snap bite. Its big jaw opens up, closes down towards your arm. And rolled a 2.
Nope. I believe alligators actually have a bite force of around 1,000 pounds, so that would have hurt.
That would have hurt, but he missed. And you pull your arm out of the way, and the sound of the teeth chomping down is loud and deafening. It's like a snap.
Achoo.
And it is now the other one's turn. The other one didn't rush towards you. The other one stays back, and you look back, and you see that it has its little mushroom staff, right? And it starts banging the staff on the ground, making this like rhythmic thump on the ground. and you don't see anything happen because of that.
Okay.
That's all it starts doing.
Just.
Yep.
Okay.
And the little mushroom on top. Maybe it poofs out a little poof of mushroom spores every time.
Because he's doing it forcefully.
Yep. Flibbit's turn. Flibbit goes, Kea, what? And he hops out of the moto wheeler and flies up in the air, releasing a stench cloud as he do. And hits for 5 damage.
Hey, which dude?
So the same guy that's stacking you. The guy in the back doesn't seem to be doing anything.
Okay, he's just going.
But Flibbit goes and flies up away from the moto wheeler, and releases the stench cloud right into the gator's face, and it's coughing, it's closing its eyes.
It's like pepper spray.
Yeah, it's like pepper spray, exactly.
Okay, my turn.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think I see what this guy with the staff is doing, and I think even though it doesn't appear to be doing anything, I don't like it because I don't think I'm used to things that are non-past world tech.
Okay.
And so I think seeing him with the staff and a little mushroom going dung dung dung, I think I would divert my attention. How far is this lizard guy right next to me? Like in melee range?
Yeah, he did a melee attack. He tried to bite you.
And I am going to cast Zephyr Strike.
Nice.
I'm gonna go whatcha. So I'm gonna put away my bow, pull out my short swords, tap that little pin that I have, the airplane pin, and go and pull out my short swords and go slash at the club guy.
Okay.
Does a 18 hit?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Easy peasy.
He's going to take 8 damage.
So real quick, you're level 4 right now, right?
So club guy is going to take 8 damage.
8 damage. He already took 11 damage.
No, he already took.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He is looking unhappy. Very, very unhappy. That was your first attack with Zephyr Strike?
Yep.
And you did the extra force damage? Zephyr Strike? Okay.
And then I'm going to... No, I didn't. I didn't do the extra force damage. I'm saving that. So I'm going to...
Oh, because you're keeping it as retreat?
Yeah.
I see.
I'm going to rush over, and I don't provoke opportunity attacks because
you do not.
of
You
Zephyr
are correct.
Strike.
So he goes to... As you rush past him, he opens up his mouth and tries to bite down, but you're too fast. A blur of speed from this past world tech magic, and...
And then I'm going to slash at the staff guy.
Okay.
Go.
Are you hitting him or his staff?
I'm gonna hit him.
Okay.
Which is
with your, and this is your offhand short sword. Okay, so not as much damage.
I'm assuming it does still get the same to hit, right?
Yeah.
A plus.
Yep.
Okay. So that is I'm assuming a 22 hits.
Yeah. Yeah, it does.
Yay. 5 damage to staff guy.
Looks mad. Looks super mad. The gator that rushed you, that is back by the moto wheeler, saw you rush by super fast, right? I think he's going to turn and look up at Flibbit and take his club and try to throw it up at Flibbit. Yep.
Flibbit.
So he's going to try to throw his club at Flibbit. And I rolled a 3 after all that. Takes the club, Flibbit goes, and moves out of the way, and the club just sails off and then thwicks into the mud.
He lost his club.
In the distance.
Oh.
It's going to, because Flibbit's up so high and he missed, he's probably going to turn and move towards you, so that it's going to rush towards you.
Okay.
But it already used its action. Now it's the other one's turn. It's still banging its club. You're going to see it pull out a little powder in its pocket, from its pocket, and it's going to toss it at you, toss it into your eyes,
Ow.
and try to blind you.
Not more pepper spray.
Yeah. So he's going for a blind spell / powder.
Okay.
You need to make me a Constitution saving throw.
I roll good on my attacks, and then I roll terribly on the Constitution saving throw. A 5.
Ah, yes. No. Okay. So you feel this powder hit you in the face, and you start coughing, you start closing your eyes, and for the moment, you cannot see, and you automatically will fail any ability checks that require sight. Attacks that you make have disadvantage, and attacks against you have advantage for the time being.
Okay.
You can, at the end of your turn, you can try to clear it with another Constitution saving
Okay.
throw. Okay. That's what it did. It blinded you. You probably stumble back a little bit. Flibbit goes, Kea, stay still. And he's going to rush over. I think he's going, you're not necessarily like super hurt.
No.
I think he's going to rush down, and he is going to get within 30 feet and shoot out some of his telepathic aura of positivity and hit you with a bless spell, and himself as well. And so he.
So what does that do?
That's the one that you add the 1d4 to any saving throw or attack roll.
Wait, I thought that was guidance.
Guidance is just a ability check.
Oh.
Bless can be attack rolls and saving throws.
Mm.
So guidance is out of combat usefulness, perception checks, things like that.
Yeah. Okay.
Bless is D4s to those things that are currently blinding you, for example. And then he is going to fly away again. Say, I hope that helps. I'm sorry.
I yell, thank you, probably in the wrong direction.
Yeah.
And
then it would be your turn again. You are currently blinded. However, you know that there are 2 Gatorfolks around you.
Would I, from hearing this guy going thump, 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 would I be able to give myself advantage on the shaman guy to make it a even roll?
What would be giving you the advantage?
Zephyr Strike.
Oh, because Zephyr Strike gives you advantage? Oh, so it'd be a neutral roll.
It's a one-time thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm down with that. That's fun.
Okay, so I'm going to...
You're going to try to hit the shaman again?
Yeah, with my chappy swords.
All right.
As I like to call them. 17?
Definitely hits.
Yeah. Go. Chop. Wah. 5 damage to the shaman. Again.
Are you going to try to do your thing or no?
Yeah, 11 damage to...
So 16 damage.
Yeah, that guy.
Dang. That's impressive. Okay. He falters in his thumping.
Mm-hmm.
Your slash hits him, and it hits the staff a little bit, and he goes, ugh! And his thumping stops, and he growls in frustration, and you get the feeling that you dropped some sort of concentration that he was doing. Okay?
How does concentration work?
It's like spells or magic that require concentration. You have to, if you take damage, you have to roll to keep them up.
Okay.
And you have to either beat a 10 or half of the damage that was dealt to you, whichever one is higher type of thing. So if you took like 60 damage, it'd be next to impossible to keep up a concentration spell.
Yeah. So
he rolled a nat 1. So
okay. Blinding, I didn't take damage though.
No, he just blinded you.
Okay. So I still have concentration. Wait, actually no.
So it's,
but Zephyr
your
Strike
turn
ended,
is still
so never mind.
once your turn is over, you get to try to clear it. But are you done moving or bonus actioning?
I want to move away.
And you still get the benefits of Zephyr Strike probably till the end of your turn, I would assume.
I don't know. Okay. So it does still work until the end of my turn. So I'm going to move 30 feet away from these, and I still don't provoke opportunity attacks.
So once before the spell ends.
And I
advantage.
just did damage on a hit.
Okay, and then you have extra movement speed because of it, and you don't provoke attack of opportunities.
Mm-hmm. And until the end of my turn, so it'll end this turn. So I'm going to get 30 feet away.
Mm-hmm.
and I don't provoke opportunity attacks, I'm going to get 30 feet away from the Gatorfolk and try to clear my blindedness.
Yeah, so you're good. So you rush over, and the spell drops because you used the power, okay? Go ahead and make your Constitution saving throw with a D4 because of Flibbit.
Might not need it, but I'll do it.
I mean, you get it anyway. It's
Yeah. So I'm going to a D4.
Mm-hmm.
Non-natural 20.
Nice. Across both of those.
Yeah, because adding that D4 gave me +5.
So you're finally swiping out the dust, the blindness from your eyes, and you get a clear shot. And right as you get that cleared away, you hear Flibbit go, "Kea, they're stealing our things!" And you look over, and there is a third, smaller Gatorfolk.
Oh.
That is currently rummaging through the moto wheeler and stealing potatoes.
Come on!
And
potatoes!
It is the Gators' turns. The both of them are going to look at you, and the one with the club on his turn is going to bolt into the bog. He was very, very low. And so he leaves his club behind. He probably growls, makes that roaring noise, and then slips down into the bog water and disappears.
Dun-dun-dun.
The shaman's turn. He was lost concentration on the staff, looks over at you, looks at the gator that just fled, growls in anger, and he's going to roll to see if he leaves. Starts banging his staff again on the ground a little bit and hits it especially hard. And right around you, you notice that the terrain underneath you starts growing spikes and becomes like a bladed, spiky area and becomes difficult terrain around you. And I need you, when a creature moves into or within the area, it takes 2d4 piercing damage for every 5 feet it travels.
How big is the area?
20 feet. So 20 feet around you, spikes up, and there are spikes kind of trapping you there for a second. That's his turn. Flibbit goes, what should I do?
Would Flibbit be strong enough to fly me out of there?
Oh, boy. I don't think so. He has a strength of 10.
He has more than me.
Does he?
Yeah. I have a strength of 9.
Well, per the usual, I suppose we could roll for it. How about that?
Okay.
So, Flibbit, he asks you, like, what do you want me to do?
Can you try to fly me out of here?
I suppose. And he rushes over, wraps tentacles up underneath your arms, and starts heaving. Go ahead and roll Flibbit's check for me. Technically, he blessed himself.
Oh.
So he has a D4 to add to it.
What's his plus? 0?
0.
Okay. Well, it's better than me still. I have a -1,
okay.
so.
And add a D4.
Come on. 13.
Okay, it's a struggle. But, I got you, Kea. And he starts struggling. And eventually you start lifting up. I'm going to say, can you make we'll call it a dexterity saving throw, just because of how the spell works?
For Flibbit or me?
For you, to see if you're able to dodge some of the spike growth damage, because you technically are moving 5 feet.
What?
I take it was so good.
The lowest possible roll.
Was it
a 6.
Was it a nat 1?
Yeah.
Nat 1. All right, I'm making you take the full damage. But he is lifting you.
Okay.
You will be getting out of there. But
Eventually.
you do have to take the full damage. Why are D4s so hard to pick up? 6 damage. As Flibbit lifts you and you start lifting, but it's not a perfectly upright thing. You try to get your feet out of the way, but the spikes grow up and pierce like into your foot and cause you damage.
Ew.
It was ew.
I do the cat thing where I kind of hiss meow, where I go, meow.
As he lifts you up and you are only maybe 5 to 10 feet in the air, he carries you over the top of the spike growth and then plops you back down. He goes, thank you. I mean, you're welcome. I mean,
Thank you.
Thanks. And then he, I'm going to say that was his entire turn.
Yeah, probably.
To lift you out of there. As you come out of there, the spike growth didn't hold you down as long as the guy wanted, and so he looks extra grumpy, but you look over and there is that little gator currently gathering up all your potatoes into a little sack.
All of my potatoes?
Mm-hmm.
Is it my turn?
It is now your turn.
I yell a very dignified battle cry of, "Get your hands off my potatoes!" And, right, how far away is he from me?
You're probably only 30 feet.
Okay. I'm gonna go over and I'm gonna slash at him, and twice, because my bonus action, I go, "Whatcha?" And let's see if I hit, because I don't want this guy to take my potatoes.
Okay.
17 for the first one.
Easily hits this little dude.
Okay. He takes 8 damage.
You have another attack.
Yep.
Okay.
Does an 11 hit?
It's this one.
Yes. Oh, I feel so bad for the little dude. 5 damage. The second one.
Wow. Okay.
So he took
13 damage.
Yeah.
Okay. You see a look of shock. His eyes go wide. His tiny little gator beak. Not beak. Mouth.
Snout.
Opens out of fear a little bit. And his hands go up and he drops all the potatoes and he bolts into the bog. Just completely. He had 1 health left.
Oh.
And so he bolts into the bog, and the shaman, and it wasn't like a kid or something.
Yeah.
It was just a smaller.
It was just a smaller
one that wasn't as strong as these two. And then the other gator originally that disappeared, it's the shaman's turn. He's mad. You've defeated his blindness. You've defeated his spike growth. But he knows when to bail. And so, with the last glare, he turns his staff over and he slams the mushroom down into the ground. And a big poof of spores pops up. And smoke bomb. And then he disappears.
I glare at him back.
Yeah.
And
you do the fingers to eyes thing. I love it. And Flibbit comes over and he rests against you, leads up against you. And he goes, "Oh, boy. Why is it we are always getting into trouble?"
I don't know. And I pat his head.
Oh, thank you. I'm going to go sit in the moto wheeler now.
Okay.
And he goes and plops down.
I think I go and gather up all of my potatoes.
Okay,
and
I will
them
say
back in the gas tank.
I will say that some of them, you've lost some of them.
Okay,
They
that's
rolled
probably
off
fine.
into the thing. You get the feeling that you'll probably be fine to get to the
Athon?
city, maybe, but that you'll need to stop.
I mean,
Or you'll need to stop.
I had 18 pounds of potatoes left.
Yep. I will say about half of them did get ruined.
That's a lot of potatoes.
Well, I don't know. Potatoes are heavy.
True.
But you are able to load enough back up. As you load back up and you look in front of you, you look into Bootstealer Bog. You know where you gotta go. The sign to the city of Athon. You get the vibe that you'll probably be able to get there before nightfall.
Okay.
So,
I pick up the last potato and put it in the blender, and then buckle Flibbit up. Where is he sitting in his little thing?
Yeah, he's sitting.
Yeah, and I say, "Well, guess we've... Wow. I wanted to say something like quippy and movie, but I can't think of anything. I am not Spider-Man. Like we're gonna get on and try to finish the mission. And by finish the mission, I mean get to Athon, so only get about halfway through the mission." I say, well, you can take a nap, assuming you don't get, motorcycle sick. I don't know if that's
thank
a thing.
you. I would love a nap, I think.
And I will continue onward.
All right.
Can Flumps get car sick?
I don't think that's in the 5e rulebook. So we'll just have to roll for Flibbit specifically.
Constitution saving
I
throw.
will say that your normal speeds and things for the Moto Wheeler are going to be halved greatly because You're starting, as you fire it up and you start moving slowly through the swamp, you're thump, 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 thump over all the wooden slats.
It's not the concrete.
No. And...
So I'm back at 60 feet?
No, yes, but I think you're slower than that, is my point. I think you're 30 feet. You're moving slow.
Oh.
Because occasionally there's mud. Occasionally there's these wood slats. You get the idea and the feeling that this is not a high-speed transit way.
Yeah.
However, that does lead you to believe that Zarr's vehicle probably had similar constraints. Because
But he
as
left
you
earlier
look,
for me.
he did leave earlier, but as you look, I think maybe an hour into your journey into this Bootstealer Bog, you notice a spot where there are some tire tracks that are deep, deep, deep in the mud, like it got stuck.
Oh.
Metagame, I've rolled a few times to kind of see your catch-up level, and they rolled poorly. So you get the feeling that maybe you're catching up a little bit.
I think... How... Would it be faster for me to walk this thing? So it wouldn't blend too many potatoes?
Yeah, you
Trying
could.
to
You
go
could walk it.
fast.
It would be about neutral.
Yeah.
Be quieter.
Yeah, I think I'd hop off.
Okay.
So leaving. Is Flibbit asleep?
Sure. Yeah,
Okay. I think I'd pat him on the head again. And I think I'd pat him on the head again.
Okay.
And hop off and start
wheeling
walking
it. Okay, yeah, you start wheeling it along. As you start going through this bog, the sun starts kind of disappearing with the thickness of these bog trees, right?
Mm-hmm.
Thick canopy, gnarled branches. You get occasional spots of sunlight, but for the most part, it's a lot darker in here.
Swampy.
Yeah, swampy. Kind of a green sort of mist fills the air. Nothing dangerous, just kind of that like stagnant spores and moss and just everything.
Okay.
I think even over the top of the trail, there's those like long, stringy moss things coming down from the bog trees so much that sometimes you might even have to move them out of the way. They grow down really far.
I continuously watch out for any snakes hiding among the moss.
Snakes?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or cucumbers.
Well, what?
Cats are famously afraid of cucumbers.
Oh boy, I might have to make you fight a cucumber monster at some point. So I have myself, just like I've done in the past, a little Bootstealer Bog encounter table. So, could you do me a favor and roll a d6?
2.
A 2. Fitting.
Uh-oh.
You suddenly trip forward. You probably drop down to one knee. The bike can hold itself up. It's fine because it's got the side cart. But you trip forward and you go down to a knee. You get mud all over your one leg, right?
Yeah.
And you look back and you see that there's a boot in the path, in the mud, stuck.
My boot?
Down. No, not your boot. A boot.
I glare at it.
You glare at it. Okay.
And I glare at it, keeping one hand on the motorcycle. I pull my short sword.
Okay.
I don't trust this boot.
Don't trust anything.
I mean, I'm used to ordinary objects coming to life, so I don't
That's
trust
fair.
this boot.
That's very fair.
And I point my sword at it.
Okay. It's a boot.
I look around.
Okay, go ahead and make a perception check. Don't trust this boot in the middle of Bootstealer Bog.
Ooh. Highest possible roll, 24.
24.
Natural 20.
Oh, you got a nat 20? Mm-hmm. All right.
I don't trust this boot.
I will say you look around and you probably see with a nat 20, I think you probably see there's like a blue heron.
Oh.
100 feet away, right? And its beak dives down and catches something, a little fish, and it's sitting there chomping it. And then bursting from the water is some sort of creature, crocodile, gator style, that just eats the heron whole. And you see that in the distance. You probably see a patch of mushrooms in the corner, and a little fly lands on top of one, and a little poof of spore powder comes out, and the fly just dies. So
Wow,
you're just
Dad,
seeing
gory.
everything. You're seeing everything. The swamp is a dangerous place. But as you perceive the boot, it is in fact a boot. It's just a boot.
Oh, come on. I really thought it would be like a boot monster.
Nope, not this time. It is actually a boot.
It's just...
But it is
Okay.
wedged firmly into the mud.
I lean the bike on its side
Okay.
and go over and tug it.
It
on the
doesn't
boot.
seem like it wants to come free. Can you do a athletics check? Yeah, you got pull.
Athletics. Ah, that's not good at all. A 4.
A 4. You pull on it. Why don't you go ahead and take advantage as Flibbit wakes up. And he goes, what are we doing? You want some help?
Yeah,
And
sure.
he comes over and he pulls and pulls and pulls.
That's a 10.
And he's going to give you your guidance.
That was advantage.
You got advantage, but he can guidance you for an extra D4.
Okay, that is a 12.
12. You pull, and you finally wrench the boot free. And I think you fall on your butt. And you get mud all over you.
Oh.
But as you wrench the boot free, something flings out of the boot and lands in the mud. And you see a blue gem.
I poke it with my sword.
It's a gem.
I'm in a pokey mood
You're
today.
in a nervous mood. I like it.
Yeah.
'Kay.
Used to all these trees.
You poke it. It appears to be a gem worth a decent amount of little bit of money.
Oh.
So
okay.
you can pocket a little sapphire.
I'm gonna pocket it.
Yeah.
And then I look around in the boot.
Yeah,
And
the
there's
boot has
nothing.
nothing, but as you look back over to where the boot was, you do see the skeletal foot of something that was once attached to said boot, but is long gone.
I would like to make a investigation check. Is this thing humanoid? Well, it's
Yeah.
obviously humanoid, but is this thing like actually, how old is this skeleton? I want to make a
Sure.
eye carbon dating on the skeleton.
Go ahead and roll for carbon dating.
Survival or nature? Or
I would say,
something
I would
else?
actually say investigation or medicine.
Investigation's better. 16.
16.
Carbon dating.
It's old, but not crazy. Like the boot's still
A boot.
a boot. So I'd say maybe, I don't know, we'll call it 75 years, 3 months, 4 days, and 17 hours.
Wow. That's very specific.
You were carbon dating.
Hey.
With your eyes.
Cut it in half with laser in it. Huh? Oh. I think I drop the boot, glare at the skeleton, probably glare at where the heron used to be, and then hop back on the motorcycle.
Okay, you hop back on. Are you trying to?
Or
you're
actually,
just gonna keep pushing.
sorry, yeah, that's what I
Okay.
meant. Walking it.
Okay. You walk along for another hour.
Could I take occasional actions to dash?
That's fine. We'll say you take occasional actions to dash and move forward. We'll say at the current rate, you think you'll actually get there before nightfall.
Oh,
Probably before sunset and everything.
okay.
So you're doing pretty good. You round a bend in the swamp.
Round a bend, round a bend. Big bend?
Huh?
Big bend?
A small bend.
Oh.
And you notice that there is smoke. Is it fog? Is it steam? It's hard to tell. There is a white, smoky obstruction of view filling up the path. Nothing completely, like you still have visibility, but all of a sudden everything gets a little bit harder to see.
I'm trying not to metagame here. Trying to think of what Kea would know and not me. Because I
guarantee
unfortunately
you-
read all of the books and I have a theory about what this is, but Kea wouldn't.
I think all of your theories are wrong because,
Would you like to hear my theory?
yes, I'd love to hear your theory. What is your theory?
I think it's possibly vampiric mist.
Interesting. Just like you were wrong about the boot, you are wrong about my mist. You start moving through it, and it's just fog.
Oh, okay.
Or is
Fog.
it steam? Or smoke? It's hard to tell.
Wait, smoke is very different from steam.
That's true.
Can I smell it?
You give it a sniff. Yeah, go ahead. Roll for perception. With advantage, I think you have good smellings.
I'm a cat.
Mm-hmm.
I needed that advantage. 18.
18? It feels like steam. It feels like there's
It's
some
not-
moisture to it. There's
it's not
some
smoky.
warmth almost to it.
Hmm.
It feels like steam. And as you start going through, you slow down a little bit, right? You're just kind of going through. All of a sudden, further down the path, you hear this screech. This high-pitched screech noise.
I stop the motorcycle, unbuckle Flibbit. Shh.
Okay.
Did you hear that?
Again, high-pitched, squealing, screeching noise.
I'm going to crouch low.
Okay.
I'm going to use my cat powers of slinkiness to slink along the ground.
And stealth forward.
Yeah.
Go ahead and make me a stealth check.
23.
23. You start creeping forward. You stay low. Flibbit's right behind you. Go, okay. Okay. We're stealthing. I'm gonna follow you. You're staying quiet. It's exciting. And that's what's happening. And all of a sudden, breaking through the steam, you see the shape of a small building.
A building?
Mm-hmm.
Not
a house. A hut of sorts. And your eyes got so wide just now. It was great. And again, you hear this screech.
Does it sound
high-pitched
mechanical?
screech.
Or bird-like?
A cross between the two. Yep.
I'm not liking this.
And as you creep closer, you see steam. The steam that's filling the swamp. It's pouring out of this hut. Pouring out of all the windows. It's seeping out of the windows. And rolling across the ground. And again, you hear that screech noise. And then you hear a clatter. And then you hear a from inside. And as you get closer...
Wait, hang on.
What's up?
I would like to tell our listeners something.
Okay.
We did an unpublished podcast before this.
We did?
It was a D&D story. I was a character. You were a DM.
Mm-hmm.
And there was an enemy here. A little side villain. A little mini-boss of sorts that I kept finding. And her name was Baba Yaga.
Are you getting Baba Yaga vibes?
Every podcast that I've done with you, there has been a Baba Yaga of some sort flying around in her chicken hut. And I'm wondering if this is a homage to our past thing.
I suppose you'll have to find out. But you creep a little bit forward. Another laugh. And then the screech once more. It sounds like something wounded. What's going on? Is there some thing happening in there? And finally, the hut appears enough to get the steam. You're kind of able to get past the steam and to see a sign. And above the hut is a sign that says Green Bean Coffee. And suddenly,
Wait,
from
what?
the window, this creepy old woman, wrinkled face, pops up, and she goes, welcome to Green Bean. I'm Mirabelle. You want some coffee? And that is where we're going to end our session.
I thought it was Baba Yaga.
I know. This is
Wait,
my-
maybe it is.
No, this is my entire episode of turning everything you think you knew on its head, apparently.
Oh,
Welcome to Green Bean Coffee. They've sell delicious beverages. We'll have to talk to Mirabelle, the creepy coffee witch, next week.
no.
So thank you all for joining us.
Yes, thank you. Thank you.
Make sure to leave us a comment, subscribe to following us, or whatever you say it.
Please leave a comment about your favorite moment when your DM turned what you thought it was on its head.
There you go. I'll take it. All right. We will see you all next week. Thank you again for listening to this little podcast we like to call
Dadventurous. And we'd also like to have a word from our sponsor, Green Bean Coffee.
Yes, Green Bean Coffee. Get your greatest beans here today. I don't know why I'm doing Flibbit's voice. But,